Hello dear students, this is Basic English for Everyday Communication. Transitive and intransitive verbs for remedial and grade 12 students. Lesson we're gonna look at about the transitive and intransitive verbs. What is verb? We are going to talk about the verb. So to talk about the verb, we first need to remember about the meaning of or definition of verb. What is a verb? You need to discuss on it. Students, after your discussion, I hope you will be agree on the following answer. A verb is a word that shows an action or state. It's one of parts of words or parts of speech, which means or which shows an action or a state. What is action? Action show that what someone or somebody or something does. It shows an activity or movement of someone or something. This include like run, eat, like write, read, and so on can be action words. This is what? A verb. Or we can say state verbs. What is a state? A state show verb of feeling or emotion, situation, verb of sense. This may include hear, see, thinking, knowing, and so on can be state verbs. This action and state can be classified into transitive and intransitive. So, in our today's lesson, we will learn about transitive verb and intransitive verbs and how they are used in sentences. And your learning objective, by the end of the lesson, you will be able to define transitive and intransitive verbs, identify objectives in sentences, classify verbs as transitive or intransitive, construct your own sentences using both types of verbs. I want you to do another activity for more clarification. Look at this activity which is presented for you in Afan or Amharic and English. Ajjeese jennee ajjeefame yoo jenne du'e jennee maal jechuu dandeenya bakka duwwaa jennaa. Barattoonni kanarratti mari'achuu qabdu. Let me repeat this in Amharic. ገደለ ብለን ተገደለ ካል ሞተ ብለን ዳሽ እንላለን። እስቲ መጀመሪያ ተነጋገሩበትና ዲስከስ አድርጉ በዚህ ጥያቄ ላይ። In English, if we say was killed for killed, we say dash for died. So you need to discuss on this first. Thank you, students. Let's discuss about it together. Ajjeese jennee ajjeefame yoo jenne du'e jennee bakka duwwaa jennaa. Maal jechuu akkasii maal akkasiin jettan hin beeku. كروان توقعون سنتنا أجيس كان جالكم بربيدا ما كيستي كنا ميتشو أكما أسيت كيلدين كنا مكنا أسيت بكسا أجيسين كنا ميا بربيدا كلمة فانورمو كيست مالجا غوتشا جرا بربي أجيس كن جيكون أسيت مالجا جرامي أجي فامي جرا maaliif ajjeefame jedhame jechuun danda'ame kun amma hawaasa keessatti fudhatamaadha ajjeese jennee ajjeefame jechuu dandeenya maaliif hawaasa keessatti fudhatamaa ta'e hawaasni irratti walii galee fudhatamee ittiin fayyadamaa jira uummanni Oromoo jechuudha sababni isaa ajjeefame kan jedhu kun eenyuun bakka bu'a wanta du'e tokko bakka bu'a wanti du'e tokko jira wanti du'e sun maalidha objektii isa jennudha afaan ingiliffaa keessatti kan gochi irratti raawwatame jechuudha kanaaf jechi yookiis immoo verbiin ajjeese jedhu kun ajjeefame jechuu kan hin danda'eefi objektii ofitti fudhachuu waan danda'uuf jechuudha akkuma jennee immoo du'e jennee immoo bakka duwwaa jennaan bakka duwwaa kana du'e jennee akka seera isa jalqabaa yookiin makloozii isa jalqabaa kanatti du'e jennee maal jechuu qabna ture sila duufame jechuu qabna ture akka seera kanaatti jechuudha seerri isa kanaaf hojjete garuu isa kanaaf hojjechuu hin danda'u verbii ishee du'e jettu kanaaf hojjechuu hin danda'u maaliif yoo jenne verbiin kun yookiis immoo gochi himaa kun maaliin fudhatu objektii fudhachuu waan hin dandeenyeef ajjeefame jechuu hin dandeenyu jechuudha kanaaf kun maal jedhama jechuudha intransitive jedhama jechuudha du'e jedhu ajjeesonni kun jedhu kun immoo maal jechuudha transitive jedhama jechuudha objektii fudhachuu danda'a ajjeefame jenne objektii fudhachuu hin danda'u duufame jechuu hin dandeenyu አሁን ያልኩትን በአፋን ኦሮሞ እንግዲህ በአማርኛ ደግሞ አለው ገደለ ብለን ተገደለ ካል ሞተ ብለን ዳሽ እንላለን ብለናል ምንድነው ማለት የምንችለው ገደለ የምንለው verb ነው በሰንተንስ ውስጥ verb ወይም ደግሞ በአማርኛ ግስ ነው የሚባለው ይሄ ግስ እዚህ ጋር ይሄንን ግስ ወስደን ተገደለ ማለት እንችላለን የተቀባይነት አለው በማህበረሰባችን ውስጥ ወይም ደግሞ በአማርኛ ተናጋሪ ማህበረሰብ ውስጥ ተገደለ የሚለው ቃል ተቀባይነት ይኖረዋል ለምንድን ነው ተቀባይነት የሚኖረው ምክንያቱም ይሄ ገደለ የሚለው verb ወይም ግስ ኦብጀክት መውሰድ ስለሚችል ተገደለ ማለት ችለናል ማለት ነው እዚህ ጋር ግን ሞተ ብለን ዳሽ እንላለን በሚለው ላይ ሞተ ብለን በዚህ ህግ መሰረት በፈርስት ክሎዝ ህግ መሰረት ምን ማለት ነበረብን ሞተ ብለን ተሞተ ማለት ነበረብን ግን ተቀባይነት ያለው ይሄ ማህበረሰቡ አልተስማማም በዚህ ላይ ስለዚህ እየተጠቀመበት አይደለም ተቀባይነት ያለው ምክንያቱም ምንድነው ሞተ የሚለው ግስ ኦብጀክትን መውሰድ አይችልም መቀበል አይችልም ምክንያቱም ሞተ ካን ተሞተ የምንለው የሞተ ነገር አለ ማለት ነው ግን ተሞተ ስለማን ማለት ስለማንችል ኦብጀክት መውሰድ አይችልም ማለት ነው እዚህ ጋር ግን ገደለ ብለን ተገደለ ካን ተገደለ የሚለው ምን መልስ ይኖረዋል የሆነ የተገደለ ነገር አለ ያ ደግሞ ምንድነው ኦብጀክት ነው ማለት ነው ድርጊቱ የተፈጸመበት ነገር ሰንተንስ ውስጥ ምንድነው የሚባለው ኦብጀክት ነው የሚባለው ስለዚህ verb ኦብጀክት መቀበል ከቻለ ገደለ ብለን ተገደለ ማለት እንችላለን ካልቻለ ግን ላይክ ሞተ ለምለው ተሞተ ማለት እንደማንችል ይሄ ኦብጀክት መውሰድ አይችልም ማለት እንችላለን ስለዚህ ተገደለ የሚለው ምንድነው ገደለ የሚለው ምንድነው ትራንዚቲቭ ሲሆን ሞተ የሚለው ኢንትራንዚቲቭ ነው ማለት ነው በቀላሉ this is true also in English if we say was killed is ተገደለ እንዳልነው ነው ማለት ነው አሲተሞ አጀፈመ ከጀኑ ሰነጀቸው was killed ሞ አጀሰ አሲተከጀኑ so killed was killed ማለት እንችላለን ማለት ነው killed የሚለው verb was killed ማለት እንችላለን ምክንያቱም ይሄ killed የሚለው verb ምን መውሰድ ይችላል ኦብጀክቲቭ መውሰድ ስለሚችል ነገር ግን እዚህ ጋር died ለሚለው was died ማለት አንችልም was died ማለት አንችልም ምክንያቱም ምንድነው died የሚለው ኦብጀክት መውሰድ ስለማይችል ማለት ነው ስለዚህ died የሚለው ምንድነው ማለት ነው ኢንትራንዚቲቭ ነው killed የሚለው ደግሞ ምንድነው ትራንዚቲቭ ማለት ነው so like this some verbs need an object to complete their meaning some verbs do not need an object to complete their meanings then what is transitive verb when we look at the definition about transitive verb a transitive verb is a verb that needs an object to complete its meaning this is what we have discussed previously the action moves from the subject to what the object the subject means the action so the action moves from the subject to where the object which means the subject is the doer of the action and the object is the receiver of the action and here regarding about transitive verb we need to know that the object answers what the object answers the question what or what the question who this is in the case of transitive verb not about intransitive verb we are talking about transitive verb so for example look she wrote a letter she wrote what a letter she wrote what a letter there is a question she wrote what a letter so a letter is what an object of the sentence wrote is what verb of the sentence and she is what subject of the sentence or doer of the sentence doer of the action so here the action pass from she to what a letter so the verb given here in this sentence is which means wrote is in transitive verb no sorry it is what transitive verb look here they kicked the ball here they kicked what the ball is the object and that is what the subject of the sentence kicked is what the verb of the sentence so here if there is an object this verb can be said transitive verb the boy saw the dog the boy is the subject so the verb and the dog is the object of a sentence if there is object you can simply identify the verb given in the sentence is what transitive verb what's the form of this transitive verb most of the times general form of transitive verb subject plus transitive verb plus objects are common but we can add extra words to extend or to give more idea more information about the sentence when we come to the next which means intransitive verb an intransitive verb is a verb that does not need an object to complete its meaning obviously it is the opposite of the previous one the action does not pass to an object does not pass from subject to an object because there is no object in a sentence the sentence is complete with just subject plus verb with the presence of only because the receiver of the action is the subject itself or the subject himself, or the subject herself, and so on. For example, she laughed. There is no object in this sentence. The baby cried. There is no object in this sentence. They arrived. There is no object. The sun rises. The action is on the subject of the sentence. There is no object here. So if there is no object in the sentence, we can say the verb of the sentence is intransitive verb. Look here in the form of intransitive verb. The form of intransitive verb is subject plus intransitive verb only. But sometimes when we want to extend the idea, we can add adverb. We can add prepositional phrase. And so many things. But the basic form of intransitive verb is subject plus intransitive verb. Here I want you to give you important notes. You have to note here in transitive verbs, maybe intransitive verbs may be followed by adverbs, just like I told you before, or prepositional phrases, but not objects. What does this mean? We can add an adverb after intransitive verb. We can add also prepositional phrase after intransitive verb, but that means not object of the sentence. Look here in example given. She slept well. Here we can find she is the subject of the sentence. Slept is what? The verb of the sentence. Well is adverb of the sentence. This is not, well is not object of the sentence. So let's add another example. He ran to school. We got he ran to school. Here he is the subject, ran is the verb, and to school is prepositional phrase. So to school is not object. This is not to be confused with the presence of these extra words. It is not object, please. Have to note here. He walks every evening outside the town. Have you got? He walks. This is the subject. Walks is the verb. But the other, which is presented after the intransitive verb, all these are not object of the sentence. Additional information about the sentence. You have to note here. This is very important to avoid confusion when you use transitive and intransitive. But the role of object? The role of object is, you know that an object is a word that receives the action of the verb. The role of object is to receive an action in a sentence. And then if there is, look this in example given, only transitive verbs have what? Objects. Transitive verbs have objects. Example analysis of this sentence. Look at the analysis of this sentence. The girl ate an apple. Here the girl is the subject of the sentence, which means the doer of the action. Ate is the verb, and an apple is object of the sentence, which means the receiver of the action. Which action? The action ate. So in this sentence, the verb given ate is what? Transitive verb, because of the presence of an apple, which means object of the sentence or receiver of the action. If we look at here, the girl laughed, there is no object here in this sentence. So the verb given in the sentence is can be what? Intransitive verb, because there is no object. This is what you need to. So here I want you to practice this activity. Identify whether the verb is transitive or intransitive. Look here, the verb given in this sentence. The verb given here in this sentence is what? Parked. What's parked? Is it transitive or intransitive? How do you identify? With the presence of object. If there is no object, you can say it is intransitive. If there is an object, you can say it is transitive. So here in this sentence, is there object? The dog barked. The dog is the subject of the sentence. Barked is what? A verb. There is no object. So this verb is what? Intransitive verb. This is what you asked. She bought a new dress. Here, she is the subject of the sentence. Bought is the verb of the sentence, and a new dress is the object of the sentence. What about the verb given in this sentence? Bought, transitive or intransitive? This is what you asked. This is transitive, obviously. Why? Because there is an object given in this sentence. That means a new dress. The receiver of the action. They danced. Yeah. The verb given danced is what? Students. Intransitive verb. He opened the door. The verb given here in this sentence, open, is what? Transitive verb. The baby sleeps. Good. Here, what the verb sleeps? Intransitive verb, because there is no object in this sentence. Like this, you can develop your own sentences. Here again, I want you to note again common errors might be result while you are using transitive and intransitive verbs. Common mistakes to be correct here is that you need to note not every sentence with extra words has an object. After not every sentence with extra words has an object. This is what previously I told you. She slept in the room. For example, if we look at this example, she slept in the room. This is what extra or additional information about this sentence. In the room is additional information or extra words given here. So this extra word is given here in this sentence is not object of the sentence. Please avoid confusion with the presence of these extra words. Some verbs can be both transitive and intransitive depending on use of the verbs. For example, look here what it said here. He runs every morning. He runs every morning. What's the meaning of runs in the case of this sentence? Runs means moving. So in this case here, this is he is the subject and runs is the verb. Every morning is what? Adverb given here. When it answers the question, where. So it's an adverb. There is no object here. If there is no object in this sentence, the verb is what? Intransitive verb. And also the meaning is different from the second one. The meaning of run means moving. Here, he runs a company. Have you got here a company? You have a company is an object of the sentence. But what the meaning of runs here in this in the case of the second sentence? Run means to guide, like. This is unique from the first one. He runs what? A company. Object. If there is an object, it is run is what? And transitive verb. Sorry. So like this, you need to identify transitive and intransitive verbs. Sum up our lesson. Verbs show action or state. Transitive verbs need an object, but intransitive verbs don't need an object. The object receives what? The action. Some verbs can be both means transitive or intransitive, depending on the use of the verb given in the sentence. Lesson, students, I wish you success in your exam and in your future studies. Goodbye and good luck.